Cheers, it's been coming now. Cheers. What is going down? Broke. It's how it's breaking down. Show. It's how it's going down. Joan. How the pitch is there. Won't. Wonder if they get out. Cause your brother man's out. And extended here. Pray. That it never comes. Weep. When you're getting so stay. Never go nowhere. Pray. It ain't coming here.
This is a journey into sound.
Who will not ever? The war with the blueprint attached to my eye. Who will not ever? One torn us out to save a life. Yeah, who will not ever? Hey. Who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is Legit Fantasy Football Short, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. Still drinking my coffee. I know it's almost 1, but when you work late at night, coffee runs to 1 o'clock. Let's talk about the G-Men and the latest news on trades and other rumors as such. Now, being stuck in New England, Rhode Island to be exact, you get to be in the middle of where you hear the inside info on the Giants, or you get to hear the inside info sometimes on the Patriots. You actually hear more about the Giants inside info and the Jets here locally than you do the Patriots. They're very tight-lipped. But the Giants always tend to let things slip. They do that by just attaching themselves to a receiver's name or a player's name. That's what the G-Men are known for. Now, I'll give you my background. I've been a Giants fan for all 4 Super Bowls. Meaning I was cognizant as like a 12-year-old or something like that. No, 13-year-old probably, when they won in 86. So I've seen the greatest Giants teams. I've seen 1986. I've seen, 1990, 91? Then I saw 2000 in, 7? And then 2012, right? I've been there for all 4 championships. I've been there for when we were horrendous. Like, we've been really bad, the Giants have been really bad. And not just in the last 4 or 5 years. There were stretches where, like a Pasachik type guy, awful. I mean, we gave Phil Simms 7 years, 1,800. Did we give him 2? It was I think it was 20 years to get ready. Anyways, here's what's going on with the G-Men. They're attached to wanting to trade for Jerry Jeudy. Guys, let's as Giants fans, please understand this. Shane and Dayball have come into this for good reasons. Okay, Dayball and Shane are looking to rebuild this organization. All right, they're not going to get rid of any draft capital at all. There's no way it's happening. There's absolutely no way they're getting rid of any draft capital. Okay, they just traded Kadarius Toney, who is a first-round pick. Now, Kadarius Toney is a first-round pick, right? Horrendous decision because young Joker would rather be a rapper than a wide receiver, and that's a fact. So good luck in Kansas City with him. What up, AC All-Stars? What I'm saying is, so here's what it is with the G-Men. So check this. Like, I know this. You don't have to listen to the other channels. If Shane makes any trades today, they're going to be complementary players. They're going to be extra offensive linemen, extra D linemen. He's going to look for, like Washington is dropping that cornerback. Might have to cut him, put him on waivers. That's what he's looking at. getting Jerry Jeudy for a second-round pick or anything like that is just not what's in their plans. And now here's where Giants fans should really get scared, because if you're really paying attention to it, which unfortunately some of us don't, we're just looking at it day to day. But if you're looking at the big picture of this, if Shane and Dayball do not make a move for a wide receiver, a number one wide receiver, and or a tight end, and or a cornerback or defensive tackle, nose tackle that can plug the run. If they don't make those moves, right, within the next couple hours, which I'm telling you, everything I hear, it's always the price is too high. The price is too high. I mean, maybe the Giants are trying to play chicken with them and get them in the last hours. But what I really think is going to happen is, like I just said, uh, the Giants may make some small signings and they may get rid of someone. But here's the horrible fact, Giants fans. If they don't pick up a wide receiver, like I don't believe they're going to do, that means that Daniel Jones will not be re-signed. That means that Saquon Barkley will not be re-signed. You got to hear me out on this. If they do not add a wide receiver, tight end, someone like that to win right now, which they don't seem to be doing because everything's saying the price is too high, they will not re-sign Barkley or Daniel Jones. They're sitting ducks because here's what it comes down to. All right, you're going to re-sign Daniel. You're going to re-sign a Barkley. You believe in both of them, right? You believe in both of them. Suddenly you're on their team, right? You are behind them. Like D-Ball and Shane are like, these are the guys. All right, if these are the guys, you would help them right now. You wouldn't wait, you know what I mean, till next year, because these guys already played a couple years. If you thought that you were going to keep Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, you would trade for a wide receiver. Fact. That's a dead fact. And everything says asking price for Jerry Jeudy is too deep. And then when someone's trying to say, trade it for just Jerry Jeudy wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough. It would not be enough because, look, Giants fans, right? Our depth at the offensive line is just not really good. You saw what happened when Izudu came in and people were just running by him. That kid from North Carolina, I've never seen an offensive guard not get out of his stance, have someone run completely around him and tackle a quarterback. Like, you got to move, dude. So what we need is another wide receiver, tall wide receiver, in my opinion, a route runner, right? You got Wandale, who's going to be a star. I've said it beginning of training camp that the best receiver on the Giants was Wandale Robinson. Don't believe me. Now, say you sign like a Jerry Jeudy or whatever, right? You didn't get rid of Golladay. You didn't cut the money, right? So you expect him to come back. So you'd have a Jerry Jeudy with Kenny Golladay, who hopefully would play better because he wasn't double teamed nonstop, right? Like, Galladay's not a great route runner, and once he gets double teamed, it's no longer a 50-50 ball. It's like a 33%. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what happened to him. Judy's a route runner. Wandale is too. Wandale is also a home run threat. So say you have all three. You still need a tight end. Now, the kid coming back, he got his face busted. Like, I watched him get his face busted on Sunday. Like, when he got hit, I actually yelled at my son, that's a horrible, dirty hit. Like, that was a punch, and I could see the minute he went down, he touched his head, and blood dripped. And I was like, I said, he broke his eye socket. Like, he might have eye damage. Who the fuck knows? Broke his nose, right? Not that you can't tell that I haven't broken my nose several times. So I'm like, that's bad, right? Love the kid. But say we get a Jizeki. So say we signed, just say this. You sign DJ Moore, Jizeki. Maybe you pick up a defensive tackle, and then you get another cornerback. All right. So if the Giants made 4 moves, it would show that they were ready to win, and they were all in, and they were behind Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. That would be you sign DJ Moore. You trade for DJ Moore. You trade for like a Gesicki. You trade for some sort of cornerback who can play, and you just trade for a nose tackle. If you make those 4 trades, if you make 4 moves, or how many moves? You can do it in one move. It could be, you know what I'm saying. The math could be 1 move with 4 players, 4 separate ones. However freaking Giants want to do it. You got to acquire 4 players, not 1. So just saying, oh, we need Judy. Oh, we need DJ Moore. We need this. We need that. We need this. We need that. You're wrong. We need more than that. We need a lot more than that. We need, again, a wide receiver, a tight end, a defensive nose tackle, and a cornerback. That's what we need, period. So if anybody's telling you anything different, they're wrong. You don't need 2 receivers. You don't. You already got Golladay locked down for like $400, $900, $700 billion. That's ridiculous. You already got Golladay locked down for that. He's actually been better on social media. He looks like he's ready to come back, right? Everything I've heard is good about him coming back. He's looking good. Wandale is a beast. Sign 1 receiver, then get a tight end who can catch like a threat. Trade. That's like a bigger trade for me. Get like a really good tight end. It'll open up everything for Daniel, right? And then get a nose tackle to help us stop the run and 1 more cornerback. 4 moves, Giants. 4 moves. And as of now, you're not making any of the moves right now. And if you want to know what that means to me, because especially from what I've been hearing, the Giants aren't going to make many moves at all, if any. They, again, look for Shane on the low end, sign a cornerback that gets cut or something, like a cheap 6th round type thing. He's got I think we get a couple 7s. Look for him to get a cornerback and a nose tackle, right? I would love it if you get a wide receiver and a tight end. Even if you got 4 on the cheap, right? Even if we went bottom basement on all those 4 positions. If all those 4 positions at least produced, we're going to be a much better team. So he doesn't have to go all in, but he needs to fortify those 4 spots. Get another wide receiver that is a starter. Get a tight end that is the potential threat. And then get a nose tackle, stop the run, and 1 more cornerback. 4 things. Will they do it? Here's the problem. I don't know. I don't think so. And again, Giants fans, I wrap this up, but I want to keep this under 15 minutes. I don't usually talk to you guys straight up. I don't ever talk to my Giants brothers straight up. I usually just, talk football or paranormal, whatever it is I'm doing. But as a Giant fan to other Giants fans who have suffered the way that I have suffered through the games, those Sundays where by week 5, you're already looking at the draft. You know what I mean? Like, for those guys, I'm telling you this, and I mean this, and I know this because I just know this. I just know this locally from hearing it. They don't plan to keep Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. They don't. They didn't sign them. They don't plan to keep them, right? They love the year they're having. But I'm telling you, no matter what happens, I think they're gone. And Shane and Dable are just like, yeah, this is just part of the whole process, right? Because if you wanted to keep them, you would go and sign a big wide receiver. You wouldn't care about draft picks. You wouldn't care about draft capital because you already have your starting franchise QB and running back. You just need like a wide receiver, a cornerback, a defensive tackle, and a tight end. You could go out and spend a bunch of early picks and crap for that and get that and make that team, but you don't plan to keep those 2. And it's a bad poker face. And for the Italians down in Rhode Island that are Giants fans, we know immediately that you do not have plans to keep Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley moving forward. Guys, if you did, we'd probably already have a new wide receiver. So as of 1:04 p.m., again, look at the Giants do stuff on the down low. do not look for the Giants to make those trades because Daniel Jones, unfortunately, and Saquon Barkley are sitting ducks. The sitting ducks. If they weren't sitting ducks, you'd go all in right now. You're 6-2. They're not getting any younger. I digress. I hope we make the right moves. There's a part of me that doesn't even care if we sign the big names. I just want us to keep playing the way we're playing. If it's not meant to be this year and it's not in the plans of these two geniuses, and that's what I'm going to call these guys right now, then it's not. But again, nothing about signing Judy or Moore or anybody like that due to like the price they're asking, which is not that high a price. I heard it was like a second round and a fifth for Judy. Why would you not do that? You would do that if you wanted to go all in. But it comes down to Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are not part of this team next year. So why go all in if you're Shane and Daboll? You wouldn't, and then not going to. Again, if they were your franchise too, you would go all in right now because they're not getting any younger. If I hear anything else, I will let you guys know. But I do not expect any big happenings. I am hoping for big happenings, man. I can't wait if something big happens. Like I would love a big signing because that means they are going to keep Danny and Saquon. You know what I mean? Oh, come on. The Giants just signed like a wide receiver and a tight end. That'd be the best news I could hear right now. And a nose tackle and a cornerback. They made trades for all those guys. What about the draft capital? Oh, they don't care about it. They're going all in because if Saquon and Daniel are for real and the other guys are for real that we got, let's roll. They're not making any of those moves. We have lame ducks. You have dead men walking. You do. You have dead men walking. And that's your quarterback and your running back. You're not going to sign a running back for that much money that's been injury prone. I don't care how great a season he has. And they're obviously not going to sign Danny back because, I mean, let's be honest. Does he throw touchdowns? You know, not really. But does he have receivers? No, not really. Are they looking to help him with that? No, not really. No. When Richie James is a receiver for your team and he fumbles twice to match both red dreadlocks. The other two are, I think, black, but those two are red. It is what it is, Giants fans. Let's just hang in there, all right? We'll be good. We'll be all right. We're going to do good. The problem is the Eagles are going to do really good. We just got to hope as Giants fans that the Eagles do what Eagles do. And you know what Eagles fans, you know what your team does? Other than that 1 year, they choke. That's what they do. So that's what we're hoping for. I mean, that 1 year where you had Doug Peterson win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, and then you nitwits put up a statue of Doug Peterson. Wait, let me talk to Eagle fans here. And then you nitwits put up a statue of Doug Peterson with Nick Foles, right? Right? Yeah. No, I didn't see a Donovan McNabb or let's see, I didn't see a Reggie White. I was looking for that one. I didn't see Joe Frazier. Basically, I saw Rocky, and I saw Brad. What's his face? I always forget his name. Already again, the that backstabbing bastard with Nick Foles. That's who you have as a statue. That's why you Eagle fans choke. Anyway, it's Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson's the guy who threw the game against the Cowboys when he put in that guy with the gloves that looked like Mickey Mouse hands, and they lost that game on purpose. I know they lost that game on purpose because then the next year when the Giants were going to draft Devonta Smith, the trade happened oddly between the same two teams, whereas like the Cowboys gave them the spot up. It was like a payback almost, right? For throwing a game so they can make the playoffs. Kind of seemed like that to Giants fans because it was. So again, we got to worry about them. We got to worry about the Cowboys being for real. I don't buy the Commanders. NFC East fans, we're all like, you know what? They can do whatever they want to do. That's the worst uniforms I've ever seen in my life, and you know it, Commanders. You should have stayed with the Washington football team name. That's better than the Commanders because why? We all call you commies, right? Everyone calls them the commies. It's quicker. Commies. It's just commander. It's commies. So as of now, I'm looking at it again from the guy that I usually read and the guy that I know kind of personally. The Giants are nowhere near serious talks, as I'm reading, with anyone because of what they're asking for. The Giants are not willing to part with a second-round pick. The Giants are not willing to part with a second-round pick, which they're not. They're not going to make a trade here. I don't think anyone's going to go third rounder. I just don't see it happening. Here's the thing, right? I think if they do make the push for Jerry Jeudy and they're willing to give up that second and fifth, I think it would make a huge difference. And that would make me believe that the Giants are going to stay with Daniel and Saquon. Like, seriously, like, I feel like there's 3 Giants careers on the line before 3 o'clock today. And that's Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley's, and whoever if they pull somebody over trade-wise. Because they keep talking about capital. What good is capital, right? If you can go and get a guy that can make your team a serious playoff contender and a young guy that'll be there for a while. Like, again, Giants fans, we have 2 tackles that are going to be tremendous, right? We're making do with the other 3. Maybe some better drafting next year. Add a new key piece there. That line gets even better, right? You got Saquon. You got Daniel Jones, who I don't care what anyone says. That kid plays his ass off to win. And I'll have that kid start for my team any day of the week and twice on Sundays. That's the kind of guy I want to go to war with. Tua gets knocked to the ground, and everybody worries about a concussion on every play because he gets hit that hard. Daniel Jones goes down like Beetle Bailey, getting scraped off with a spatula on almost every play. And no one worries about Danny. Danny just goes back to the huddle. That's what I love about this kid, right? When he steps up into the pocket, whenever he has a clean pocket and you see Daniel Jones step up into a throw, it's always a dart. Like, it's always a great pass. I'm telling you, when given time and receivers who can get open, that's such a big thing in the NFL. You realize that, like a Tyreek Hill or a Jalen Waddle, yeah, they're fast, but the thing is that they're quick. They can, bang, get away from you. Separation. Slayton, they can't get separation. Wandale Moore is the only one who can get separation. So, but here's my thing. Galladay has to stay. He has to. We didn't do nothing. We didn't trade him. So Galladay has to come back and at least show that he's worth someone else trading for him or signing him next year. Because his whole career and the way we look at him is in the toilet. In the toilet for Galladay. So Galladay comes back. Say you trade for Jerry Jeudy, DJ Moore. All right? One of those 2. I'd rather have DJ Moore. Just saying. Jeudy seems like a better fit. I'm a DJ Moore fan. But let's go with Jeudy. Say you sign Jerry Jeudy. Right? Jeudy, Wandale Moore are going to be great too for Daniel Jones, right? Galladay has to come back. Now, Galladay doesn't have to get double teamed. Galladay can go deep. You can have like a Jeudy who's a route runner. You'll have Wandale Moore as your slot guy who can turn anything to a home run. Your offensive line will get healthier and hopefully improved. Now, Daniel can step into throws and have people that get open. Again, I would want a tight end. Like, I don't just want a wide receiver. I'm going to keep saying that over and over and over again. If we make moves today, if you're listening, Mr. Dayball and Mr. Shane, we need a wide receiver. Just one, because they keep saying 2. No, we need 1. We need a tight end who can catch and get separation, like a really good tight end. Because if you get us a tight end, you get Galladay back, got to show his worth. You got Wandale, and then you get that receiver. Now you get so many more weapons that opens it up. It's just that's what you need. You have Slayton. He'll be that 3rd or 4th receiver. Then you got to get a nose tackle. I need like a 350-pound guy who's going to stand in the middle, and when the team tries to run up the middle, is just going to take on at least 2 offensive linemen and push them back. Trade for a guy just like that. I don't care who it is. Then get us one more. Yeah, he can start at cornerback if he had to. Like those guys. Those on the cheap. If he had to make a start, he could do it. We need one more of those guys. So, listen to me. Wide receiver, tight end, big-ass nose tackle, DB. That's what we're looking for. And I'm watching, and I'm listening. And I actually got a friend from New Jersey who thinks he is the ultimate in news when it comes to the Giants. And so far, I've heard nothing. Again, let's see. Here's what he just wrote me. Yeah. So it's still a second and a fifth. Judy's on the contract next year. Doesn't have a fifth-year option. Eligible in 2024 as a former first-round draft pick. If the Giants designed, he'd be able to start negotiating for a contract, but we still have multiple years of control. Jeez, he's so fast too. The thing is, it's still the same thing. It's a second and a fifth, and it makes you think. If you're not willing to give a second and a fifth, you're not all in. I'll be so. Let's see. Jose said, "I'll be so disappointed if the Giants don't make a move. To squander a 6-2 start is a disgrace, an injustice to Daniel Jones and the rest of the Giants." Dude, all right, Jose. What I'm saying is, if they don't make a move, and they should make multiple moves, I keep saying that. Wide receiver, tight end, nose tackle, corner, defensive back. But if they don't even make that wide receiver move, Jose, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are gone. They're dead men walking. If you don't help them right now at 6-2, like they're not getting younger. These guys don't get younger and healthier. They get better shape, I guess. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why waste them right now? So if you don't help them right now, and you've got to 3, 4 o'clock, if you don't, they're dead men walking. I don't care if they win the freaking Super Bowl. I don't think they're in the plans. Just based on the way that they're acting, they've been acting from the start. If they're your future, if you go, you know what, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley have to stay on this team. They're phenomenal. They help us win. We just need to surround them with better stuff. Why would you not do it when you were 6-2? Because you're scared that the Eagles and Cowboys might be better? We get into fist fights when we play these teams. What are you talking about? Make a move. If not, admit to the Giants fan base that you're not keeping Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley. Because it's if I'm them, right? Say I'm one of those two, and they don't make a move. I'm I'm out here playing for another 7, 8 games, hopefully. And you're not gonna help me. You're not gonna help me win. You're still gonna make it hard on us, so the offense has to grind out. So our offense has to look like it did in Seattle. That's what you want. Yeah. All right. Doesn't make sense to me. Again, I would be, if I was Daniel Jones and they don't sign a wide receiver, I would literally start looking for places to live. Right? I'd be like, I don't know, I got to find someplace more neutral because it ain't going to be in New Jersey. I would put my house up for sale. It might take a while with the market the way it is. What else would you do? What else? Think about that for a second. What else? The Giants don't do anything, which is, I'm telling you, everyone that I know from the area is telling me, no, nothing's happening. They're not. No one's budging on prices. I don't know what to tell you guys. That just means dead man walking. It just means dead man walking. You know what? The Lions traded T.J. Hawkinson to the Vikings. Are you kidding me? Listen to me, everybody. Why would you trade Hawkinson in conference when you could have traded him to the Giants if the Giants were looking to do that? Jose, I'd shut it down if I was them too. There's a market for both of them. That's the thing. They're under the thing, Jose, they're getting such scrutiny that they can't shut it down at any point. Because they're playing for that next contract, for that next team to go, you know what? The Giants are idiots for not surrounding them with weapons. You see, that wouldn't work either. And make it publicly known I'm shutting myself down. No, nope, 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 no. We live in a world of nonsense and just diarrhea of the mouth. And if you publicly shut yourself down, no team would want to sign you because they would go, he's all about himself. I don't want that guy in the team. Da, 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 da. I mean, look at Terrell Owens. He stood up for himself on a weird thing like that, and then he ended up doing bench presses in his driveway where people filmed him, and from there on out, no career. Like, I agree with you. And internally, I might shut it down and not tell anybody, but I don't think you can shut it down in football. Quite honestly, when you're on the field, you cannot shut anything down. You slow down for a second, you're gonna get yourself hurt. So it's a weird sport to say that. If this was basketball, oh my God, shut it down. And you could shut it down for a while. I mean, you could be on the court shutting it down in basketball. I've seen a lot of guys do that. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to say like a Kyrie. I'm not going to say him out loud. But I'm just saying, like, you can shut it down on the court. Football, you can't shut it down, I don't think, unless you just don't play games. You know what you do? You could Darius Tony it. It's a hamstring. It's getting better. Oh, wait, it's the other hamstring. By the way, here's my rap video, Young Joker. And I watched the video, and I'm like, oh, my God, why are you not reading your playbook? Like, what the hell, guy? Like, seriously. And for the record, yeah, he did look shredded on the driveway. For the record, Jose, I want you to know this, and I'm just going to leave this with you because you're actually paying attention to me right now. Kyler Murray has never won a game on a weekend where Call of Duty had double experience points. Fact. Matter of fact, this last weekend was double experience points for the new launch of the new Call of Duty. And you saw what happened to Kyler Murray and his team last week. They lost. So it's now like a 5-0 record. He's 0-5, I think, on Call of Duty weekends where there's double experience points. And why? Because Kyler Murray's up all night playing video games. Why? Because he got in trouble with the team. Why? Because they found him on Twitch, Twitter. For like 9 hours at night. Like, dude, you should be sleeping, resting, reading the goddamn playbook. I'm gonna lose my mind with that shit. Reading the playbook. You know what I mean? You're a professional. Read your playbook. Anyways, again, it's now 1:22. My buddy in New Jersey has now officially told me, boy, it is not looking good, that the Giants aren't going to do it. They're just not going to make the move. Like, the Giants are not going to make the move for Jerry Jeudy. I just think they think it's too much. Because there's two teams. There's a couple teams that should be looking for wide receivers. The Packers, the Giants. Like, if you have any serious beliefs in these teams, you go grab wide receivers. There's a bunch of receivers available for trade. So if you're a Packer fan, Giants fan, you should be traded for wide receiver. But we keep saying the price is too rich. A second and a fifth round pick, is it? Maybe, because we need more than that. But then, Shane, you could also grab us a tight end like Hawkinson, who got traded to Minnesota. Like, are you kidding me? You know how ridiculous a trade is to go in the same division? Hawkinson to the Vikings, not to the Giants, which I would have loved. I keep saying we need a receiver, a tight end, a nose tackle, and a cornerback. Bang. By the way, we've been hearing about all these wide receivers that are available for trades, right? We just saw Hawkinson go off the board as a tight end. So there were tight ends available for trade. If they were keeping Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley next year, we would be trading right now for a wide receiver, a tight end, a nose tackle, and a cornerback going all in. Why? Because they're our guys, and they're not getting any younger. But when you don't go all in and you talk all about trade capital, that's basically saying that the guys are playing right now. It's like, you know what? Your season this year is not worth us losing any future players. So good luck with what you got. Good luck with David Sills, dude. By the way, David Sills, Richie James, and then the dude, I keep getting his name wrong, was on the Jets practice squad. The guy that keeps just the one that I said he's gonna get a lot of passes thrown to him, but he keeps Marcus, whatever his name is, just keeps dropping touchdowns. And the funny thing is, if you're a Giants fan and you follow fantasy football, whenever the Giants call up from the practice squad the day before a veteran player, like what was his name, Gager, the tight end this weekend, I immediately picked him up because it was just the same with that Marcus Johnson. I think that's his name. The guy keeps dropping touchdowns. Whenever they promote somebody from practice squad the day before and he's a veteran, which means he has to make X amount of money, they're gonna play him. That's just the Giants. Like if it's like a skill position and they promote him, don't think he's not playing, because like the two guys they promoted from the practice squad the day before the game last week was Cager, the tight end, who in my opinion was open for 2 touchdowns. And then they promoted what's his name? The guy back number 21, our guy. Hey, I'm forgetting his name. This what's his name? Number 21, the safety. My man, I'm blanking on him, but they signed him up the same day. Collins. No, I hate myself. Landon Collins. There it is. Landon Collins. What's this? Key to beat Murray. Pay off Mountain Dew. Run. Exactly. No, Murray has not won a game on a double XP Call of Duty weekend. And then credit to Sills and James and Jones for taking them C-level receivers, the practice squad guys, for a reason. Yeah, but here's the thing. So Sills is there because Sills is like best friends in real life with Daniel Jones. If you want to look up photos of the two of them at like country western concerts with their wives, you can. You'll find them, right? So that's the connection with Sills. Richie James is just a good return man. Well, he was until two fumbles, but he's just a good return man. He's got a lot of like pop energy, but he's not a receiver. He's just not a receiver. And then you wasted it with Tony on a guy who, dude, young Joker doesn't want to play football. Just so everybody knows, right? Young Joker does not want to play football. I mean, Gettleman, thank you for the young Joker and for drafting up into the first round and taking a cornerback who would eventually go to a poker game and just start shooting up the place. Those are very well thought out draft picks. You did a lot of background check on those two. Whew. One shoots up a craps game, a card game. The other one just can't stop being a rapper. And then my left hamstring, my right hamstring, my left hamstring, my right hamstring, my left hamstring. And the thing is, Tony, like you might work in the Chiefs offense just because you'll have opportunities because you're surrounded by other good receivers. But you just weren't. You never ran routes. You were making all your catches on one-on-ones and just you doing you. And that doesn't last long because you're eventually going to get popped. So, young Joker, I wish you goodbye. And say hi to Andre, whatever his name is, the guy who came in and just, another first-round pick, get him and wasted on us that just shot up a cards game. So I think they see these other two as Gettleman picks. And there's a reason why they're not making a move. And that move is their Gettleman guys. And I think that it's been like that the whole year. I don't think it's changed. I do not think that it's changed. I think that they're just Gettleman guys. And they're not going to keep them. Again, TJ Hawkins gets traded to the Vikings. That's in your own division. I mean, what did they get for him? We'll receive a second-round pick in 2023. Wait a minute. The Lions will receive a 2023 second-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick, while the Vikings will get a 2023 fourth-round selection and a conditional 2024 fourth-round pick with Hawkinson. So you lose a second this year and a fourth next year, but you get back a fourth this year and a conditional fourth next year. So you drop from the 2 to 4 and the 3 to, and you get another fourth in the other year. So you're giving up a second and a fourth, getting back a fourth. You're giving up a second round pick next year and then a 2024 third to get back a fourth next year and then a conditional fourth the following year and Hawkinson. The Giants wouldn't trade a second and then a third rounder from the next year for Hawkinson? There's no way they want these guys to win. What are you talking about? We would have made that trade. Like, what are you guys talking about? We would have made that trade. Would we have not? Would we not have not by now traded for a wide receiver, a tight end, a nose tackle, and a cornerback? Nope. We're going with who we got. That was the plan from the start. I said at the beginning of this thing, and I'm afraid it's the truth. The Giants will not make any move. If they do, it'll be on the very down low cheap. And my friends, let us enjoy this season and see where it takes us. And my hopes is that Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley sticks this up their ass and play over their heads and get us a goddamn Super Bowl win. How about that? That's how this season's going to end. It's going to be a beautiful thing seeing Daniel Jones throwing at the guys that were like just selling popcorn and Saquon Barkley running over people. And then, by the way, we also will be getting back Azeez Ojulari, who is a better pass rusher right now than Thibodeau is. You can write that down twice in different pen mark, for real. But he's a better pass rusher. He had 11 sacks last year. 11, right? What's he going to do when he comes back and he doesn't have to worry about double teams? And he's got Dexter playing over his head. He's got Leonard. You put Thibs on one side, you put Azeez on the other. You're screwed. Now we just need that nose tackle. But they didn't even make that move. Again, you get that nose tackle, that defense is done. They're a bunch of dogs. We're going to kill some teams. But you'd have to maybe get Daniel a wide receiver and a tight end. Maybe a cornerback, maybe another offensive lineman. Think about it. If you wanted to go all in, you could. You got a bevy of picks. You've got a bevy of picks. And if you're a long-term organization, like the Vikings are, you include picks from the following year. You stretch it out. You make it so that it's not so impactful next year. Let's see what you wrote. Messed up thing is Young Joker is going to feast in KC, but that's just going to be a byproduct where he went. It's going to bite whoever ends up having to pay him in the ass. Yeah, dude. And the funny thing is, it's spelled Y-U-N-G J-U-K-A. So, like, you got to take out the O's and the E. Like, that's to spell his name. And who's KT is a oh yeah. Thibodeau is a pressure cooker though. He is. Great first jump, right? But we're in week what? Going to week 9, so skip. It'll be week 10. Remember, Ojulari had 11 sacks last year on a team that did not have anywhere near the pass rush that they had this year. He was double teamed repeatedly down the stretch because he was a rookie getting hot. So you put Azeez on this defense where he's not double teamed and he's got a guy like Thibodeau he can work off. Thibodeau's sacks will go up. Ojulari's sacks will go up. Dexter Lawrence, like in other words, everybody's going to get more sacks if this kid gets back in the field because he's got a bend that Thibs doesn't have. Thibs may even have him on the first step, right? Which is debatable. But the bend's got to go to Ojulari. His ability to get thin and get around somebody's a beautiful thing. So I guess I gotta wrap it up. It's just yeah. See, the thing is, there's people like KJ Hamler available, Elijah Moore, right? Listen to me. The ultimate pickup. That's all right. It's all right. Yeah, you just using proper grammar. Like a KJ Hamler. All right. Like, you know what I mean? All right. What are you gonna? Maybe it'd be we won't waste stuff. But a really good one would be, and like a really great pick would be Elijah Moore. Why? I think Elijah Moore you could get for cheap because he doesn't have to move, right? That's a huge thing if you get traded mid-season, right? Is oh god damn it, I got to go down to Florida, honey, get the kids, we're going to Florida. No, it's not like that for Elijah Moore. I'd be like, oh, I got traded to the Jets. All right, I'll just go on the other side, I guess, of the stadium. Doesn't matter. My point is, Elijah Moore started to explode at the end of last season, and then the new Jets offense started, and he kind of got lost in it. But when he was that number one in New York last year, he was a true number one. He was a beast, a freak. I would love to trade for Elijah Moore. See, that's my point. Dayball, Shane, if you're listening, you don't have to get the top names. If you get a guy like that, though, to come in and be another receiver, on the download, get us a defensive nose tackle, get us a tight end, for Christ's sakes. That Hawkinson trade is going to kill me for the rest of the day. And, another cornerback. All right. I wash my hands of you. Guys, if anything pops up, I'll let you know. I'm hoping for us all. Again, fortunate thing is we don't sign anybody at the trade deadline. Dead men walking at the quarterback, running back position. So it's going to be like a bittersweet year because you got to think in the back of your head. They're not going to be here next year. You know what I mean? So I hope that they shove it up their ass and win a Super Bowl. Because I'm a Giants fan, like I said, for all 4 Super Bowls. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that this team gives me that feeling like shit could just pop off. We could just go on a run. You just got to get us a little bit of help. It's me, Mike Lepre, King Mike Geld. This was a special legit fantasy football, specifically about my and your New York Football Giants. Go Big Blue. Help us out, Shane. Help us out, buddy.